While plenty of films have taken a stab at putting ripped from the headlines horror on the big screen, some are better than others at capturing the look of real-life serial killers. Jeffrey Dahmer. Between 1987 and 1991, Jeffrey Dahmer lured 16 men to his apartment, fed them sleeping pills, and disposed of them in all kinds of horrific ways. When Dahmer was arrested on June 22, 1991, the police found body parts in his refrigerator and a half-finished shrine made from skeletal remains. Jeremy Renner, who portrayed the Milwaukee cannibal in the 2002 biopic Dahmer, reportedly didn't have a lot of time to prepare for his role. He told Interview magazine, "I didn't even know who Jeffrey Dahmer was, and then 4 days later after reading the script, we're going into principal photography, and 2 weeks later we're done." Nevertheless, Renner's performance and appearance were both eerily convincing. Aileen Wuornos. Charlize Theron's Oscar-winning take on highway killer Aileen Wuornos in 2003's Monster is as bleak as it gets, but the real story is even bleaker. In 1989 and 1990, Wuornos lured men into the woods in Central Florida and shot them point-blank with a pistol. In less than 12 months, she shot 7 men and pawned their belongings in nearby cities, leaving their bodies in the woods. Theron gained 30 pounds for the role and endured painstaking sessions in the makeup chair to have latex and dental prosthetics applied before filming. To match Wuornos' mannerisms, she watched documentaries about the killer and read through 12 years' worth of personal correspondence that Wuornos had sent from jail. Ed Gein. Despite being the basis for plenty of film killers, such as Buffalo Bill in The Silence of the Lambs and Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the real-life Ed Gein only killed 2 people. What he did a little more often than killing was dig up corpses and make clothes and lampshades out of their skin, all because he wanted to look like his mother. With a story like that, it's no wonder Gein inspired so many screen killers, although the 2000 biopic Ed Gein is one of the few films that focuses on the actual man behind the macabre crimes. Gein is played by Steve Railsback, who also portrayed Charles Manson in 1976's Helter Skelter. This isn't a typically sensational story about trying to stop the killer before he kills again, but it definitely dives into disturbing territory. John Wayne Gacy. Dubbed the Killer Clown, John Wayne Gacy was convicted of killing 33 teenage boys and young men between 1972 and 1978 in Cook County, Illinois. He was known for burying his victims in the crawl space under his house, and his nickname came from his appearances as Pogo the Clown at fundraising events, parades, and children's parties. Plenty of fictional characters were inspired by Gacy's clown act, but surprisingly few films have been made about the man himself. The 2003 biopic Gacy, also known as The Crawl Space, is one exception that made an effort to depict the killer's life in a realistic way. Gacy is played by Mark Holton, who matches the killer most closely in terms of body type and makeup. Jack Kevorkian. Was Jack Kevorkian a serial killer or an agent of mercy? Even today, the debate rages on about the physician the media dubbed Dr. Death for championing euthanasia. In You Don't Know Jack, Al Pacino plays a man who fights the social norm to give people the option to choose their own deaths. The HBO film won the actor an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and a Screen Actors Guild Award, and it's easy to see why. Although Pacino admitted that he never met Kevorkian, who was still alive at the time of the film's 2010 release, he had plenty of televised footage to base his performance on. Everything from his glasses to his mannerisms to his courtroom rants matched up closely with the real Kevorkian. Karla Homolka. The 2006 crime thriller Karla is a brutal film told from the point of view of Karla Homolka, a Canadian woman who killed 3 women with her husband Paul Bernardo in the early 90s. The 2 were arrested in 1993. Bernardo was sentenced to life in prison, while Karla spent 12 years in custody and was released in 2005. In the film, the blonde-haired Karla is played by Laura Prepon, who is probably best known as Donna from That 70s Show. Prepon may be a natural redhead, but her performance as Homolka is nonetheless fairly convincing.